Good Saturday afternoon from all of us here in the WTOC newsroom. I'm Wright Gazaway here for your 5 o'clock digital update. Thanks for everyone that has joined us. Patricia Cave, Pamela Carty, Nancy Warman, and so many others. Thank you for saying hello. Thanks for watching. We're going to go through a couple of our top stories today. We got a quick digital show for you. And then, of course, we've got a full newscast as soon as the Georgia-Tennessee game is over. And hopefully the Georgia Bulldogs can pull this one out today. So we'll be on right when that game's over. But beginning things with a story right here in Savannah. We are still working to get more details on it, but we do know Savannah police officers are investigating a death in the Sweetwater Station neighborhood. Officers and firefighters went to that call on Calm Oak Circle. You can look at your screen there for a map of where that is. First responders did find the victim's body in a neighborhood pond yesterday afternoon. You can see that pond there in that neighborhood. All police have said so far is that it is a death investigation. We do know firefighters went out there assisting them with that case. We'll pass along any details, of course, as we get them. Savannah police appear to be the agency investigating that. Meanwhile, up in the Lowcountry, a story we're following for you, a accident yesterday involving a military plane crash, and because of that, the Marine Corps is now asking you and others who may live in that area or be in that area to stay away from the site of that crash. Once again, that's on an island there in Beaufort County. The Marine Corps says burned material or other debris may have become airborne since the crash, and that debris could have flown as far as 30 miles from the crash. Children and the elderly could have higher risk or experience symptoms after inhaling the contaminated air. The crash happened just before noon yesterday outside of the Marine Air Corps station. The military says the pilot operating that F-35B plane was able to eject himself before it crashed. He was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. A quick note, the Marine Corps Air Station in Beaufort is the only place where pilots can train to fly that F-35B. It's the newest and most expensive plane in the military. It actually just flew its first combat mission in Middle East earlier this week. No word yet on what caused that crash, although witnesses have said that there were a couple of explosions before the plane went down. Of course, the good news here is that the pilot was able to eject from that plane, and he or she appears to be all right. One other quick note for you, there are currently American pilots and then British pilots that are training, and we don't know if this was an American pilot or a pilot training from Great Britain. Of course, we'll follow that story for you. With it being a Marine investigation, things may take a little bit longer than an ordinary plane investigation crash, so we will stay on top of that for you. Back here in Savannah, if you were downtown today, you might have seen a sea of purple. You might have heard some music, seen a lot of commotion going on around the Ellis Square area, and that's because close to 700 people took part in the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's. Their goal is to raise $125,000 for the Coastal Empire, and that money raised goes to a lot of programs locally, like a 24/7 hotline caretakers can call anytime they have a question or need help. Senior residents with the Shepherd Living put together this event together. The flowers also they did for this year's Promise Garden. And the flower you're seeing in this video, the flower and the color represents your connection to Alzheimer's. So whether you're a caretaker or whether you've lost a family member or a friend to the disease, that's what that flower there is denoting. WTOC is a sponsor of that event, a proud sponsor, might I add. And as you notice there, Jamie Ertl was today's MC. Overall, really good weather for that event this morning. I know as the afternoon got going, some storms popped up. I was driving in the rain in the way into work today. So Andrew Gord is following all the latest weather developments for you. He'll have that for you tonight on the news at 7. He'll also have an 8 o'clock digital update of weather, strictly on all these platforms you're watching us on now, our news app, as well as all of our social media sites, and then the other places you guys watch us. So thank you so much for joining us. Most people, like I said, saying hello. I'll look for some questions, although I don't see, I think, looks like maybe some people saying go Dogs, which I will agree with that, go Dogs. David Culpepper says GATA, G-A-T-A. Georgia Southern kicks off at 6 o'clock, and of course WTOC has you covered on that. We'll have a full report on that game tonight on the news at 11. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great Saturday, and we'll see you tonight after the Georgia-Tennessee game on WTOC.